Number 1, she is going to be fiercely competitive. The narcissist wants to be the center of attention at all times. They utilize other people as sources of narcissistic supply, and they depend on them to mirror back to them the beliefs that they have about this false self. So in any situation, she has the desire to be the smartest, the prettiest, the most successful, the most charming, basically the best of everything and everyone that surrounds her. Whatever it is that she views as being as an important quality for her to be viewed as special, she will want that to be reserved only for her in all situations. In social and friendship circumstances, if another girl joins a group of friends that she feels is competition to her, if she feels threatened by this girl in any way, then the narcissist will target that girl. There's only 2 options for this girl when a narcissist is involved. She either has to be eliminated from the group completely, or she must get in line with the other ladies and cater to her and become, an obedient source of narcissistic supply like all the others. The female narcissist is the alpha of her group usually, and anyone that threatens that better get in line pretty quickly or she will be removed. This competitiveness is also something that daughters of narcissistic mothers will have to deal with. They can be incredibly jealous and envious of their own daughters, especially when the daughters become of an age where they are getting to be an adult. Many times that will ignite the underlying fears in the mother of inferiority, and they will become intensely competitive with their daughters. This can also happen with a narcissistic mother-in-law and a new daughter-in-law. Many times, the narcissistic mother will have serious and disturbing enmeshment issues with her son. And when her son takes on a new wife, the mother again feels intense jealousy and will actively start competing against the wife for the attention and love of her son, which will wreak havoc on this marriage. Number 2, the female narcissist is overly concerned with her appearance, her family's appearance, and basically has just an overall obsession with making sure that the image she portrays to the outside world is one of perfection. Unfortunately, the female narcissist is completely focused and obsessed with appearance, and usually that's just about it. Everything is just so superficial for the female narcissist. They aren't genuinely interested in things that truly matter about being a human being, like, character and values. Unless, of course, in a phony sense, because she uses that as part of her image that she wants to portray. So, for example, if she's a churchgoer, it will be to keep up appearances, not because she's truly interested in attending church, but only because, she wants to be viewed as that kind of a person and because it fits her fraudulent image. Also, everyone that she surrounds herself with is all about looking good and how they can contribute to her appearance or status. She is literally consumed with image. Number 3, she is materialistic. Female narcissists love spending money. They love surrounding themselves with people who have money so that they can manipulate them into spending money on her. And the more expensive, the better. The female narcissist uses clothes, cars, handbags, jewelry, these material things that she has, she uses to validate her deep insecurities, and it gives her a false sense of being valuable and worthy. She also loves to try and utilize her material things in order for her to feel superior to others. So she loves to flaunt her assets in hopes that she will provoke others to be envious of her. Her material things, of course, also, complement her obsession that she has with her image and her desire to portray a false reality of who she is to the outside world. She literally lives for material things. Number 4, she is jealous and thinks everyone is jealous of her. All narcissists are incredibly envious of other people, even though they may project an image of confidence and usually anything but jealousy. Trust me when I tell you, these women are incredibly jealous of other people. She loves to get together with her posse of friends and take the opportunity to talk behind other people's back and have little chit chats about how superior they are to so and so. They are known for talking horribly about people behind their backs. They are incredibly two-faced, and because they are so jealous of other people, and because they are so incredibly two-faced, she assumes that other people think like her and therefore must also be jealous of her. And of course, she gets tons of narcissistic supply just from the thought that others are jealous of her. This feeds her ego and helps to support her deep feelings of inferiority. Number 5, she is overly sensitive to criticisms. Because female narcissists are consumed by their image, she is incredibly sensitive to any personal criticisms. The false self that she has built is dependent on this false belief that she is special and superior. So anytime she gets information to the contrary, it is incredibly upsetting for her, and she usually will get just insanely defensive. This will inevitably cause a narcissistic injury, and she cannot accept or tolerate criticisms, not even constructive, kind, helpful criticism. She takes any form of criticism very personal and is, easily offended. This is not a person that you could have an honest, open, heart-to-heart conversation with. She is just not interested in any version of reality that does not portray her as perfect. Number 6, she is a drama queen and loves drama. Narcissists bore quickly, and because the female narcissist is so superficial and lacks any depth or real character, they thrive on drama. The more involved in the drama they are, the better they like it. And when something happens in her life, regardless of how insignificant it is, it will be a big production. She will usually exhibit big and bold dramatic histrionics when telling stories about herself or, something that she did in her past. It will usually be, the most amazing, successful, incredible story that you've ever heard. Many times it won't sound like someone could have either had that good of a life or that bad of a life, because she is either grossly exaggerating or just lying about it completely. Her dramatics and her involvement in drama will always be a present feature with the female narcissist. Number 7, she will pit people against each other. She is very good at triangulation. Female narcissists are known for causing problems between friends and family members. They will commonly tell one person something about the other person, knowing full well this is going to trigger problems between these two people. Often, she will embellish their story to make sure that the emotions are running extremely high and heated. If you are dating or married to a female narcissist, then I have absolutely no doubt you are very familiar with this topic. They are famous for trying to triangulate you against old boyfriends or someone that they work with, or even one of your friends or relatives. They will even do this between their own children. Narcissistic mothers are proficient at causing problems and fighting between siblings. If you are unfortunate enough to have a narcissistic mother-in-law, then she will be a big, big problem in your marriage. Number 8, she uses her sexuality to her advantage. I'm sure this isn't a shock to anyone. Typically, the male narcissist will use his money, assets, or profession to try and manipulate other people. The female narcissist will use her sexuality in all kinds of ways to manipulate and take advantage of men. Narcissistic men also can utilize their sexuality and their physique to their advantage, but this is a primary tool of the female narcissist. Female narcissists will also dress provocatively many times. They will inappropriate flirt and flaunt and display their physical attributes in order, to get attention and narcissistic supply. Also, the female narcissist will commonly have affairs with their partner's friends, family members. That isn't uncommon for them to select a person for a new source of supply, literally from their current partner's personal circle. I have seen this happen time and time again with female narcissists. They will be married to someone, and then lo and behold, it comes out that she's getting a divorce and marrying her husband's, first cousin or something. They have no ethics or morals when it comes to obtaining what they want, and they are usually quite lazy and will take advantage of potential sources of supply that are nearest and most available to them. Number 9, she has a shameless disregard for boundaries. I cannot even express this enough, but the female narcissists do not respect anyone's boundaries, especially with their interpersonal relationships. They think they are always welcome, that their input is always needed and valued, and that everyone else's belongings are available to her whenever she pleases. She will not respect other people's, even their personal space. She will help herself to whatever you have and act like she's doing you a favor. No knocking on the front door, things of that nature. And if you confront her about her intrusions and you try and get her, to stop and respect your boundaries, in my experience, she will just completely ignore it and behave as if, she either doesn't remember the conversation or as if you just never had it to begin with, or she will manipulate the conversation in order to shift blame onto you without, taking any accountability. But her behavior won't change, and her boundary violations will just continue. Number 10, she will manipulate you with punishments. If you don't do what the narcissist wants you to do, she definitely has some manipulation tactics up her sleeve in order to get you to comply. She is an expert at the silent treatment. Cutting you off from affection or sex is a big one. She is really good at utilizing neglect and abandonment to make her partner, her children, her loved ones, or her friends comply with, whatever it is that has displeased her. A male narcissist many times will blow up and become verbally and emotionally abusive. And the female narcissist certainly can do that, but mostly she will punish her victims by withholding attention and affection. One more point that I would like to add about female narcissists is that very many times when a woman marries or has a long-term relationship with a narcissistic man, she will become highly narcissistic herself and will exhibit many of the toxic behaviors as her narcissistic husband. You cannot be exposed to long-term a narcissist for a long period of time without some of their behavior wearing off on you. You will hear me say this often, that you shouldn't only leave a relationship with a narcissist because they are so abusive towards you, but also because exposure to these people wears down your own values and your integrity and morals and beliefs. Some people will be, of course, more susceptible to their influence than others, but I have seen many, many narcissistic relationships that took a once nice, kind, and compassionate woman and turned her into a catty, cruel, materialistic, pathological liar, just like her narcissistic husband. Okay, that's going to do it for today's video. If you liked this video,